Good morning, everybody. This sounds kind of repetitive. As you may already know, I've, I've submitted over 50 job applications and have gotten interviewed twice. I must also add that I don't have a license, nor have I ever. That means I depend on transit or get rides from the only member of the household that does drive. When I first broke in with Rite Aid, I was able to walk to and from work for almost 3 years. Since then, I've moved twice, and it hasn't mattered which location I've worked at, getting there has been a pain. It's affected the geography of where I look, what areas of town I look for work. And I must add that Sacramento Regional Transit isn't exactly tailored to reverse commuters either. That's why I've been looking for work closer to the center of Sacramento instead of in the suburbs. And and on, and there's not much retail near my house, and I prefer to stay in retail. Also, as you can tell by the Buddha print, I have I have Thai ancestry on my maternal side because my mom was born in Thailand. And and while I may talk about certain subjects related to Thailand, please do not ask me to talk about politics. There are sensitive laws in that country that also cross borders as well. So please don't ask me to talk about Thai politics. And to the right of that Buddha print is an Android figurine. I've used Android devices for over 13 years. At some point in my life, I may try Apple devices, but don't have a timetable. And this weekend was an interesting and entertaining one in the sporting world, dominated by two forms of football. NFL season got underway. My Niners salvaged a victory from the jaws of new defeat, thanks to Nick Bosa getting a clutch strip sack of Sam Darnold to thwart a Seahawk rally. Also, the Raiders won as well, and even better, the Cowboys lost. And back to Sam Darnold. He's a journeyman who once served as a Niners backup. So that clutch defensive play made it much sweeter. Also, there was plenty of soccer. While the men's top flight leagues were idle because of international competitions to prepare for next year's FIFA World Cup. However, the ladies squads of both Chelsea FC and Club America were in action still. The Chelsea FC ladies defeated Man City, while partly short-handed Club America Femenil was held to a home draw 2-2 against Atletico San Luis, and we were short-handed because in the previous weekend's loss to CF Pachuca Femenil, one of our stores, Scarlett Camberos, got a raw deal from the refs because Kenti Robles of CF Pachuca got away with a flop, and unfortunately Scarlett Camberos got the red card and ended up having to miss this last game. As for the men's squad, there have been some entertaining friendlies. Saturday night from the Mount Davis Sports Complex in Oakland, Mexico and Japan battled to an entertaining draw. No scoring. Yeah. I couldn't decide which team to root for. I would have easily rooted for Japan due to my fascination with anime, manga, and other things Japanese, but Mexico has a proven world leader in Claudia Sheinbaum. She reminds me of New Zealand's Jacinda Ardern from a few years back. And each team played in another friendly last night. In the Music City, Mexico was nipped by South Korea, while Samurai Blue fell short 2-0 against Team USSA. Back to the other football, switching, while staying with soccer, there's the local team, and they won this past weekend as well. And switching football code, the 49ers Street sign decoration that you see in the corner, it was cut off on other previous videos, but it's now in full view. Never mind those Mexico guidebooks. I've never traveled that far. The furthest I've traveled was in August 1994, between my junior and senior years of high school, when I went on a family reunion in the Pacific Northwest, connected to a portion of my paternal roots. I'm 1/8 descended from Swiss Bohemian Mennonites, which, despite being of Swiss ethnicity, inhabited the historic Bohemian region straddling eastern Poland and northwest Ukraine during much of the 19th century. And about that time frame, I was old enough to register to vote, but since I didn't quite have documents then, I only was able to register to vote in late October 1996, which was then too late to participate in the presidential election that year. I first voted in 1998 in the California when California was electing a governor. I had voted for that office. I had voted for Gray Davis back to back and voting no on the unfortunately successful recall. Then I voted for Phil Angelides, Jerry Brown back to back, and Gavin Newsom back to back, including doing my part toward the 2020-21 recall. As for president of the USSA, I voted for Al Gore, John Kerry, Barack Obama back to back, Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, and Kamala Harris, all in order. That's as political as I'll get in my videos. Boy, I covered a lot of ground. For some reason I thought I was able to make 20-minute videos, but I was only able to make 15-minute videos. Well, soon it's going to be time to eat breakfast. If I missed anything, I'll catch it on the next video. Until next time.